So in today's video, we're going to talk about how I started a business and I lost everything. Let's first go over why I started a business. I started a business because I just simply didn't want to work anymore. I got my first client at May 7th, 2022, and from there I continued to detail. I don't know, the reason why I chose detailing, I really enjoyed cars. I didn't put too much thought into it first of all, but I knew I really enjoyed cars and I probably chose the first best thing that I really wanted to do. So I was like, hey, why not try to detail? It has a low startup cost. You could just get into it like right away. So let me tell you guys where I went wrong. So at one point in time, I was struggling to get clients. Money started slowing down and I needed a way to pay my bills. There's a job opening near me called Way to Go Merchandising, and basically all we did was we went from store to store and remodeled Walmarts. This job was good for me because I was making 18 an hour, and at this time, this was probably the highest paying job that I ever had. Previous to this, I was probably the highest paying job I ever had. I was like 17. I had a security job my mom helped me get, and I was making about 17 an hour, and at that time that was really good money for me because I literally had no bills. So I was under the impression that I was leaving. So one thing you guys need to know about this job, we basically travel from state to state, or sometimes they can have locations near you. But basically I was under the impression that I was going to be leaving because first of all, the supervisor told me exactly where I was going to be going, you know, and I was just hearing different things here and there. But I should have paid attention more because I was told multiple different things throughout the project, and you know, it wasn't that much clear information, but that's all my fault. I was just rushing, not listening, not thinking, yada yada yada. So long story short, I actually didn't end up traveling, and I actually ended up getting fired from the job, and then this is where things really started going downhill. So at this point, I'm in the same position that I started off with. I needed a way to pay my bills. I needed a way to make some money. You know, I need some money coming in, but this time I have even more debt. This time I literally have a whole car payment on top of all the other bills that I have. So now my debt went up and my income went right back down. So while I'm sitting here struggling, I just went on Indeed. I started applying. Really, I had typed in $18 an hour just to see like what's actually around the area. And where I stay, no jobs are paying. Like most you will probably get like 10, maybe 12. But other than that, that's it. They got a couple of warehouses that's like 15 and the very highest is 18, but you need a whole bunch of experience. So needless to say, unless you line on the application, you're not getting in there. But I ended up finding a warehouse job where they was actually having a hiring event all the way on Moultrie. It's about 48 minutes away from me. This place is called Sanderson Farms, and this is gonna be my actual highest paying job. They're paying me $18.95, and for me that was really, really, really good because on top of all that, it was weekly. But on one hand, I was getting paid a whole bunch of money, but on the other hand, oh my goodness, dude, the work conditions was probably the worst I've ever had in my entire life. First of all, we had to wear these big old suits. Like, man, just for me personally, it just wasn't good for me. Some people was used to it, it's cool for them, and I could probably handle it now, but walking into it, I was not expecting that. I'm talking about
music licensing.
Think about all the worst jobs you'd ever had and then multiply it. Like, we was literally working in the freezer, can't feel your hands, you know what I mean? I caught COVID, like it was so bad. But on top of all that, like I still kept making that 48-minute drive. So that job I lasted about 5 months before I quit. And the reason why I quit, like I said, I just couldn't do it no more. And then with all this new money that I'm getting, I'm paying my stuff, and then I'm just blowing my money. Like I was bringing home around $700 or $900 every single week. So for me, that's crazy. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm making a whole bunch. Like, I know some people that's done, but for me, that's a whole bunch of money. And you know, when you make more money, as your income increases, your cost of living is supposed to go down if you want to get rich. But for me, every time I made more money, I went and opened up more credit cards, and I just kept putting myself into more debt and more debt and more debt. So I just wasn't managing my money right. I wasn't putting nothing to the side, and eventually I ended up crashing out. I was under the impression that, you know, I'm just not seeing my money. At one point in time, I thought I wasn't making enough. Even though I was bringing home all that money, like I tricked myself into thinking that I wasn't making enough, when in reality, I just wasn't putting my money in the right places and I wasn't budgeting right. So after a while, I was like, man, I'm not seeing my money. I ended up quitting. Probably the worst mistake I ever made in my life because I quit. No backup. Well, I had one backup. At the time, I was working at Cookout. But we both know you can't pay your bills making $12 an hour now. So after I quit Sanderson Farms, I went immediately right into Cookout, and you know, they're paying all right, but I wasn't able to get as many hours as I needed to at least pay my thing. What I ended up doing was I ended up applying for another job called Outback, but this is where I messed up. So with Cookout, you know, they stay open for a real long time, and then with Outback, they close like around, 10, 11 o'clock, but when you close, like, you gotta be there probably for about an extra hour or two because it's one of those like kitchen type of places. Like, you know, it's one of those restaurants where like there's a lot going on. So The reason why it wasn't working out for me because let's say I'll be at Outback closing, I'll have Cookout calling me and they're like, yo, where you at? Like, we need you here. And then both of the managers was getting mad at me. And honestly, I shouldn't have did it that way. I should have had one job that's in the morning and then one job that's at night. It would have made it a whole bunch easier. But like I said, I'm rushing. I gotta get my stuff paid. So y'all probably already can guess what happened. I ended up quitting Outback, but I didn't quit Cookout. But the reason why I lost them is because I ended up missing an important, they had a mandatory meeting and I actually ended up missing it because I was at my other job and they ended up letting me go. But I think it's something else that was behind that. But me, I didn't beg for my job because honestly, I didn't care. I was like, you know what? Whatever, bro. So yeah, I was going on a whole spree of just leaving my jobs, quitting my jobs, and just kept repeating. In fact, before I picked back up on my detailing, I had one last job that I tried to get. So it was a job all the way down in Jacksonville, and they was basically saying like they'll have relocation assistance, this and that. And it was a sales job, but in my head, I thought it was gonna be one of those jobs where like you go to the office and you cold call. But in reality, it was one of those jobs where they're selling those phones to the low income, like to the low income folks. And I mean, they was paying, but at the same time, me personally, like I just don't want to do that. Like and there was a lot going on. I'm talking about when I went down to Jacksonville, like this one dude, it was like a drunk white man, like an older black dude, like man had upped the gun on him and everything. I'm like, yo, y'all gonna do all this in front of us? But I wasn't scared because I'm used to it. But at the same time, it's like, don't nobody want to do that for their job. So I did not end up moving out to Jacksonville. I was actually gonna make that like a whole vlog, but I don't even think I ended up editing this. Like I got a whole bunch of footage I'm just gonna be putting together. But so I was like, you know what? I got one or two options. I'm either gonna go down to Jacksonville or I'm gonna pick up on my detailing and get this money. So I ended up choosing the detailing route. From there, I mean, when I first started out, I was doing pretty good. I got a whole bunch of numbers. I was being consistent. I had met this woman. She actually ended up funding my business. She actually ended up helping me. I'm talking about like, and let me tell y'all, this is like a legit business. Like I don't have an LLC just yet, but I actually had a website. You feel me? I had a shirt, I had a hat. Like I was really legit and I was working my way up. But I had washed her car and I actually ended up doing a bad job. Like I was rushing so bad. I didn't even consider the fact that they had ceramic on, like it's just a whole bunch that I didn't know about and I had to learn the hard way. So I'll show you guys a clip of me messing up a car and trying to fix it.
Let me tell you how I messed up. So I'm washing a client's car today, right? And then boom, everything's going good and I realized I messed up. So I was washing her car in direct sunlight and the soap had baked into the paint. And I'm like, bruh, that didn't happen to my car. I washed it before I came here. So I went to Walmart and I got the supplies I needed. And luckily I had a project car that this happened to, so it was real easy. You don't need no water, just spray the quick detail chemical, guys, and then go ahead and put down the spot remover gel and it's gonna come right off. Hopefully I didn't lose a customer and she comes back, go ahead and like for part 2.
But yeah, basically what happened was I washed her car in actual direct sunlight and she had a newer car, so all of my products just baked into her car and it just completely ruined her paint. Now, fortunately enough, she was actually really cool and she was just like giving me advice and stuff, saying her sons used to detail. And on top of that, yeah, she was just basically saying her sons used to detail and she just wanted to support me. So she actually ended up helping me get like a heated spot remover. You know, she just gave me some money to keep on going. But after I messed up her car, I got really sad and I was like, dang, like I can't do this no more. So I stopped detailing for a little bit. And then once the money stopped coming in, I'm in a full-blown relationship throughout all this. So while I'm in a relationship, I'm leaving jobs, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And once the money stopped coming in, dude, that's when the relationship started to get like really annoying. Like you already know how that go. I ain't gonna get into too much detail about that. But so yeah, I mean, honestly, I just had like a whole bunch of like different realizations. Like I just gotta stop rushing. I really gotta get myself together. I got a business plan. I'm gonna go over it in another video and have everything organized. But I was so against working. Like I knew I wasn't supposed to leave, but I just left. Like I just said, hey, I'm finna go thug it out. I'm finna go get it how I live. But I knew I needed more equipment, and I was like, hey, hopefully I can get up enough money to get all the rest of the equipment that I need. But as you can see, I horribly messed up somebody's car all because I didn't have everything that I needed. Like I said, oh, and then this is another thing. This video is not sad at all because I'm straight. But yeah, so after all that, I pretty much ended up losing everything. And then this right here is a representation of my mental health during that time period. I did this with my actual bare hands. Like I literally just was like so mad, I just snapped that bitch. I really don't even know who's been texting me. I don't know what's been going on, but it's gonna get back fixed real soon. But weirdly, like without it, like I've been feeling decent. Like, cause I don't even know if I can get the SIM card out of there. But without it, I feel like I've been doing better. But honestly, like, even though I feel like I lost a lot of things, I've learned way more. Like as far as knowledge, I've gained more than I lost. Like, I needed all this to happen so I can know what to do moving forward. So some of the things I learned is, first of all, I am not messing around. I'm not dating until I'm fully built up, until I'm fully established, and until I have everything that I need. I'm not trying to build. I'm just focusing on me. Like,
Artlist.io.
It's over with. I ain't gonna lie. It's over with. It's over with. But the most important thing that I learned is I'm not rushing no more. I'm taking my time and I'm moving strategically moving forward. Like, I'm not making no more decisions based off of just my emotions. Like, I gotta stay humble, I gotta stay down, I gotta stay disciplined, I gotta make sure, like, hey, doesn't matter how bad you don't want to do this, it has to be done. Like, I had to teach myself, like, still teaching myself, I'm still learning, but I just gotta understand, like, I gotta have discipline. Like, no matter how bad you don't want to do something, you have to do it, because no matter what, you're gonna have to put in the work. So I mean, I was in the right mindset of trying to get out the 9-to-5 mentality, but I did it too early and I didn't do it the right way. So I just been doing research on like more products that I need. I actually know all the equipment that I have to get, and I actually know, like, moving forward, the best way to put my money to the side and the best time to leave. So I will not be repeating that again. But yeah, this is just a quick video of me giving y'all my experience on trying to start my business. Like I said, I actually had me a website. I had everything up, but I just didn't have all my equipment and I was rushing and I wasn't in the right mental space. But there's no excuse, because at the end of the day, it's a business and you just gotta learn from all your mistakes. So hopefully a couple years from now, it'll be something crazy. I don't know. I just went for it. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing a couple years from now, but definitely gonna be looking back at this video, probably gonna be smiling, probably gonna be happy. I don't know. It was just a cool experience, honestly. I encourage everybody to try to start something, but do not quit your job unless you know you got something lined up. That goes without saying, but the way how social media makes it seem like, they make it seem like you could just quit your job and just go run it up real quick. And most of the time you could, but it wasn't the case for me. Like, still a lot I gotta put together, still a lot I gotta get in order, but as long as I learn from all mistakes, I will be fine. So like I said, my goals for the future, I still want to get my first investment property by 21. Actually, this is a new goal that I have. I want to make an app to where it can help people build a routine to where you're getting enough sleep and you're getting everything you need done. What's another goal? I want to be completely debt free. I want to become financially free. What's another goal? I have a whole bunch of goals that I want to accomplish, so I'm just gonna keep on moving forward and hopefully something will come my way. But I'm just gonna keep on researching, keep on managing my time the right way, and just making sure I get everything done. Also, I'm a firm believer in growth, and the reason why I say that is because look at my setup right now, and let's compare it to my first setup.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video. Today we just gonna react to some of my old music. Testing.
So yeah, I'm gonna continue to keep going because I know for a fact I'm gonna make it. But yeah, now I'm gone.